Directional bias for the week. But before I go into directional bias for the week, I'll just let me just do a recap on good I gave on the live. I gave BTC trade. I gave this BTC trade on the live last time. Somewhere last week I gave this trade on the live, and anybody that took the trade, congratulations. It hit flat TP. But besides that, we also had gold. I remember we were talking about gold being bearish and gold was going to take out the trend line. But midway I had to pay more attention. I discovered that the trend line I want to take out is just three touches trend line. So I decided to just take out my trade in 126 instead of holding for the full trade. So I couldn't I didn't trust the setup to hold completely anymore. So I decided to hold it to the 126 and I closed the setup. And you can see the point where gold started reversing to the upside after a TP was a QMR entry. We have sweep right here. We have sweep. We have break of structure. We have a break of structure. We have this. Oh, sorry. Price also gave structural liquidity. Another break of structure to the upside. So it was very perfect. Because of this, I could not hold my setup till the final TP anymore. That's the reason why I didn't hold my setup to the final TP. And I before closing the trade, I told people in the group, my WhatsApp community. In case you have not joined my WhatsApp community, go to my link and join my WhatsApp community. Then the group that says Jack's Analysis, join that group. So I post my setups. I only take 4 setups a week and I post the whole 4 setups on that group. So I give reasons why I closed this trade. I closed earlier out of this trade. And like I said just now, it's a trend line. I was targeting the end of a trend line, but the trend line only had three touches. So it's not much of a trend line. I started to TP at the liquidity or the structural liquidity of the QMR. That's where I took out my trade. I didn't trade Friday. I didn't trade Thursday, Friday because I already took 4 trades before before Monday to Wednesday. I already took 4 trades, and one of those losses that I took was another loss I took was on this pair on GG. I took a loss on GG. I think it was a 15 minutes entry. After price retest the trend line, I was waiting for price. After price retest the trend line, I waited for a market structure shift and everything to continue the buy to the upside. Remember, if you remember that we have a bias of bear buy to sell. Wanted to buy to sell at this point of interest in the weekly time frame, because on 3 months time frame we can also see that GJ is on a bearish order block. So after it tapped into the bearish order block, after GJ tapped into the bearish order block, this zone right here is in the 3 months bearish order block area. So we're using the 1 week as I wanted to use the 1 week as a re-entry to enter this trade. But after price took out the inducement, after price took out so this is the inducement right here. After price took out the inducement, I knew that there is possibility that after price takes out the inducement, price will just continue going to the downside. So if you can see, we have this trend line. We have this trend line liquidity that have been piling up since April. This trend line has been piling up since April this year up to this particular time. So I was still expecting price to be bullish to tap the 1 week order block, but unexpectedly, um, price took me out of this trade. I remember entering this trade. The trade has we have the sweep right here. We had market structure shift. We have inducement. We had our point of interest. Price gave me 1 to 2. I think 1 to 2 thereabout before I woke up. As I woke up, price took me out and broke the trend line. Because of this breakout of the trend line, I did not I did not take this trade again, because After the trend line break, price started coming back up, but I know that this was just fake out. And I remember giving after that, I remember giving one of my students, I gave one of my students this setup. I gave my student this setup before the trend broke out. I gave my student this setup that if the trend breaks, that this setup is going to, this is a 4 hour setup. At the time it triggered, I think triggered on 31st of August, which is around Thursday. I wasn't trading on Thursday, like I said. So I didn't take the trade. I took a loss on GPUSD, GJ, UJ. On UJ, this same thing happened on GJ. But the kind of loss I took on UJ. Price took out inducement. Price took out inducement on GJ. Where was that inducement? Sorry. Let me just do little trade recap before I go into directional bias for the week. Some losses I took, and definitely I learned from the losses. But sometimes market can also teach you lesson from your experience. On GG, you can see that GG only took out the inducement, did not tap into the main POI before falling down. I expected the same thing to happen on I expected the same thing to happen on USGJPY, but on USGJPY case, I mean zoom out. On USGJPY case, price didn't just only settle for taking out inducement and distribute inducement. Let me go to my 3 months time frame. Price is still bullish on 3 months time frame, but if you can see, we can see, you know that this originally price should take out, supposed to take out this low. Sorry, supposed to take out this low. So that what we've been expecting. And price hit a support. I think the support should be in 1 week. This sell is also a support, but not only is it a support, it's also a 1 week order block. Uh-huh. Looking for this. This is exactly what I expected. After price took out the inducement, you can see how close price was. Price was very, very close to tapping the point of interest. Because of this, I just assumed that price was going to start being bearish. Although we can see that on our 1 day time frame, and a liquidity and order block was in this area on 1 day time frame, so price was bullish to this extent again. So I expected price to maintain bearish momentum because of the higher time frame is seeing something that the daily time frame is going against. But I need to respect the higher time frame POI. But price took me out, but they mitigated the sell POI very well, and now it's falling to the downside again. So on USG JPY next week, I might expect, I think I will expect a new lower high, but I'm bearish on UG. So let me just say that I took a loss there, but from the loss and everything, this is my own direction for UG next week. I'm expecting sales, betting more sales to the downside on USG JPY. On GBP JPY, it's very obvious we are selling. Price just took out the 4 hours, broke out of the 4 hours trend line. So what would I be expecting? Just like what price did creating this trend line, we're expecting lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows until price takes out the whole trend line. So if you have patience and money, you can just find find a point of interest, either breaker block or other block, and ride it to the end or ride it anywhere you like. But we'll be taking consecutive sales. Consecutive sales. Sorry, my chart is always messy. I've explained on gold. I've explained on gold. On gold will be bullish. We are bullish on gold next week. I've explained that. And on Euro USD, I see some people are like waiting for a new high in Euro USD. A new high is very possible, but we need to also consider that price has just mitigated a higher time frame order block. As you can see on the 1 month time frame, both 3 months time frame, 1 month time frame, Euro USD is bearish. Very, I even marked it out, my lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Euro USD is bearish, and now price has tapped into an order block in the 3 months time frame. I have tapped into another block, or I see a breaker block in the 1 month, but price is bearish. So what I'm expecting is a pull to the ups, a pull back to the upside, but I'm expecting more lower lows in the market. Is there is still possibility that price will want to like retest price will want to retest the point of interest again or mitigate it more like UJ did. UJ mitigated the POI very very well. So that's why I'm not arguing the bullish direction on Euro USD. But for me, I think I'll be bearish on Euro USD. If I'm going to change my bias, it will be from next week. I'll see what the market gives. Then I'll know if I'll change my bias on Euro USD. While on GBP USD, my chart is always messing. On GBP USD, on GPUSD, on higher time frame, price is also bearish, just like Euro USD. Sometimes GPUSD and Euro USD has this kind of relation. That's why I stopped trading both of them at the same time. Like I cannot take a buy on Euro USD and take a buy on GPUSD. I just feel like it's the same thing. But I started trading again because of Lingard. That's why I started trading again. And the pair, I mean Euro USD, because I love GPUSD. GPUSD is my favorite pair. Okay, or let's go to 1 day time. We already established that price is bearish. We have established that price is bearish on the higher time frame, just exactly like Euro USD. But on GPUSD, I was expecting that price should have take this liquidity out before starting the bearish move, but it didn't. And if you go on 1 day time frame, you can see that there's a clean QMR, a clean QMR. This is what caused my loss last week. This QMR up there. I expected that since price have created, we have this sweep break of structure. Just if you know your QMR setup, how it looks like, look closely. You can see that this is a pure QMR setup, a very clean one. Each both induced the structural liquidity, everything broke structure. If you can just go to your daily time frame GPS, you can see it. So I was expecting a buy from this point of interest. I knew that price was bearish. This loss was very painful because I knew that price was bearish, but I was expecting price to tap into this point of interest and but tap to this point of interest so that it can take out this structural liquidity and sell from this POI right here. That was what I was expecting, but price took me out, and that's it for all the losses I took last week. But the profit I, I made 6RR on XAUSD, and I made 6RR on BTC, so that was 12RR. I still closed the week bullish. I also did a flip. I did $10 to $100 that same last week, so it was still a good week. Although I made some stupid decisions. I won't say stupid, but I still took losses last week. I think three losses. Um. So the next thing I'm expecting on JPSD, I'm expecting a pullback. This my valid lower high, and probably we are the valid lower low. So I was expecting a pullback within this zone, within this zone right here. This is on 1 day time frame. So if anybody is buying, I think the buys are kind of valid. The buys right now are kind of valid. Although I'm expecting this extreme POI to mitigate, but I know that I'll be selling in the premium zone once price reaches there. I might I might look for buy entries here. I might look for buy entries here. I might look for buy entries here to take it to this zone. But once I get to this zone, if I see shift instruction like 1 hour or so, then I'll be taking a sell down here. That's what I'll be doing next week. Please like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And for some of you guys that missed out, um, the contribution we're doing a $10 contribution to get $100 so that we can pay for Lingard's directional bias, because Lingard is he has a group for directional bias, like for daily day trading directional bias. So when I make my own directional bias, and probably when he makes his, I can compare both of them and see some mistakes I made, because I'm not perfect. If I made mistakes and so on, so I'll be able to compare both of them. So Lingard is my main mentor. I was trying to get us to contribute, and I think you guys responded well, because we raised the $100 in you raised the $100 in like 2 or 3 days. So we're no longer taking any contributions anymore. That's if you want to join again, that would be like next month. If there's any chance, that'll be like next month. So this is all this is all I think this is all for the week. On Monday, when market starts moving, I'll also come live and reanalyze the market. Then we can find entries together as usual. We can find entries together soon. And I don't do top down analysis on BTC. I don't really like trading BTC. Takes too much. Trading 5 pairs is already enough. So see you on the next live. Thanks for joining. Please like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe. And thank you guys for getting me up to 1K subscribers. I really appreciate. See you on the next live. Probably like Monday. But still analyze the market, go back and back test. And I've seen some people coming to my DM on Telegram telling me I should send the courses directly to their DM. I don't know, I can't do that. Like, stop asking me to send you the course direct to your DM. I cannot do that. If you want to watch the live, if you want to watch these courses, you can just come to YouTube and watch them. I can't send directly to your DM. So please, if you come to my DM, let it be for something important. If you're looking for a community to join, my community is in the bio. Go to the link in the bio and join the community. So I see other traders like you. Can talk to them. They also have ideas to share with you. Thank you very much. Thank you guys. I really appreciate